Hey Kirk, where are all the flowers at? I don't know, Canboy, why are you always asking me? I don't know, because you're purple and like the same color as a flower? Man, this is kind of boring. And these figures are a little outdated. I have an idea. Gotta grab my iPad, get my little Abby pencil, and get grinding. Just gotta put a little line here, and it's ready to go. Okay, looking good. Now let's see what it looks like. Oh, I forgot I actually have to sculpt it. Whatever, let's get it. So now obviously the first thing I have to do is open up the packaging so I actually get access to this clay. Just rip this plastic off. Put the block down, and I got a karate chop to take this one block into two pieces. And then I gotta ball up these two pieces, which is actually much more difficult than it looks. I gotta back up, and I'm gonna slam it together to make Canboy's beautiful round head. Now obviously I did not just literally slam those two balls of clay together. It took me like an hour or more to sculpt his head. I'm pretty proud of his ears, and I'm actually pretty proud of this handle too. And that crack on this pot took me quite a while to accomplish, but I like it. Now after slamming those two balls of clay together, you get a lot of shrapnel. So we're just gonna take this shrapnel and we're gonna squeeze it really tight, and bang, we got Canboy's torso. And most importantly, we got these really nice juicy cheeks. You always gotta give the cheeks a squeeze. And this is just an example of kind of what it's gonna look like after we get the head attached to his torso and his cheeks. For right now, we gotta set these two pieces aside. Then we're gonna take this really happy block of clay. Looks like he's having a good day. And sorry buddy, but we're gonna slam you on the table, because we actually need a base for Canboy to stand on. So obviously I did sculpt this, and I'm a pretty big fan of the fruit logo on the side of the computer, and the little rocks came out really nice, and I like the little skull next to the computer. I really like to use this metal wire you can get for hanging pictures as sort of like a skeleton to hold everything together. So kind of like a Pokemon, we're just gonna toss this down and bang, we're gonna stick the legs on. It's always difficult to sculpt his legs because you kind of got to get them both the same circumference. And then we're gonna use this impact driver to drill some holes into Canboy's torso so we can actually attach the torso to the skeleton. Just like that. And now we are one step closer to a complete Canboy. Now I'm going to take this Loctite. I was originally a super fan of Gorilla Glue, but they didn't have that at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, so I ended up buying this liquid Loctite, and man, this stuff changed my life, dude. This stuff, I will probably never buy Gorilla Glue again, so we're just going to use this to glue Canboy's head to his neck and his torso. And I started off the original drawing here. I wanted to experiment with a different pose, so we're just going to go ahead and toss these onto his torso. And let's get a really good look at how far we've come so far. We've got the head on his torso, on his legs. And you know what? I really was not digging the way that his arms were, so we're just gonna go ahead and surgically remove his arm, and we're just gonna get rid of that. We're gonna stick to the original drawing, so we're just gonna duplicate his arm. And the same way we put it on before, we're just gonna toss it on there. It's just gonna stick like magic. And you know what? I definitely like this pose a lot more. So now that we've got basically all of Canboy completely assembled, we're gonna go ahead and take him outside. I need to collect all the proper materials and tools to give Canboy a nice uniform paint shower. Now, I did not buy this primer. My dad actually gave me this for a previous Canboy project, and it is like some of the best stuff I've ever used. It's pretty expensive, so when I do run out, I'm gonna be pretty salty when I have to buy my own can. To protect my nice spinny table thingy, I'm gonna put a paper towel on top, and then we're just gonna start spritzing and spraying and showering Canboy in this beautiful gray matte finish, which is not only gonna help the paint stick better, it should also require less layers of paint to finish as well. So let's take a really good look at this, because it looks like we got a pretty good uniform shower on this guy, so I think that we are ready to paint. So to do that, obviously we need to grab paint, which I have plenty of. And I got these nice fancy little trays, so we're just gonna squeeze the colors onto this tray. Plenty of it too, because I find myself never having enough paint. And to apply said paint, we're probably gonna need a paintbrush. And this can be a really long, tedious step, so let's start cracking our knuckles and dive in. And oh yeah, I should have mentioned it can be a pretty messy step too. But since we're finally done, let's grab our reference drawing and take a look at the final product. Looking good. Let's put this bad boy on a little spinny table and get some glamour shots of him. Yeah, looking good. You can see I actually used some real sand for the base here, which I just applied using some watered down Mod Podge. And you know we gotta show off those shiny cheeks. And man, they're just so squeezable, but we're gonna refrain from doing that. I wouldn't want to mess up these glamour shots. I really find that a nice white dry brush can bring a flat sculpture or just a little bit more oomph. And now that Canboy is done, we're gonna go ahead and replace the old Canboy with the new one. And I'm gonna split this up into 2 parts so we can tackle Kirk in his own dedicated video. So if you'd like to keep up with the progress on that, please feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, and feel free to comment on this video. So YouTube will put this in other people's recommendations and hopefully introduce Canboy to some new people. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can subscribe to my Patreon, which are the names that you will be seeing here. And me, Canboy, and future Kirk very much appreciate you watching this video. We will hopefully see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Peace.